Windows 7 launched last week, and now the users and the rest of the industry are actually weighing in. So what's the verdict? Is it better than Vista? Well, yeah, of course, come on. But, I mean, it has to be better than Vista, right? 3.1 was better than Vista. Windows Me, even. It's fun. Let's do the loop. Joining me from San Francisco to help us make sense of it all, writer for TechCrunch.com, MG Siegler joins us again. How are you, MG?
Hey, good to see you, Kevin.
A pleasure to have you back. People have had all weekend to really install and check out Windows 7. I know for some it took all weekend to install. But mostly it seems like the reports are overwhelmingly glowing. People are happy it launched, it didn't fail. Is it already considered a win for Microsoft just to get away from Vista and have something new in the public mindshare?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Kind of like you set it up. When you launch something that was as poorly received as Vista was, you're certainly bound to almost have better success when you come out with something that's even slightly better. And Windows 7 seems to be significantly better, so I think that's why we're seeing some really positive buzz from it right now.
Do we think that was their marketing strategy all along? Was, hey, forget about releasing a good OS. Let's release a really, really terrible one, and then people will just love whatever we ship next. No?
Yeah, they really set that up perfectly. Then.
Yeah, they did a really great job. Ferraris for everybody. But for those that were jilted by Vista, why exactly should they upgrade? What is so new and so fresh and so amazing about Windows 7?
So, a lot of the early buzz was that Windows 7 is basically Vista as it should have been the first time. And that really kind of seems to be the case. It's a little bit faster. It gets rid of some of those annoying hassles, all those little pop-up windows that would show up all the time.
Right.
It fixes some of the networking issues, some of the driver issues. So basically, it's corrected a lot of the things that were wrong with Vista.
And any performance issues yet? I mean, it seems to be running, you said, faster for most. It even takes up less space on the hard drive?
Right, yeah, that's been pretty good. I mean, the performance issues, as you alluded to, that most people have been complaining about is the installation time when you're actually doing an upgrade. I did a clean install, and it was okay. Usually took about an hour. I did it twice, but yeah, for upgrades, it can take a few hours, I've heard, which is pretty bad.
Now, there are definitely similarities between the Windows 7 taskbar and Apple's little Snow Leopard bar. With Microsoft opening their own retail stores as well, I mean, some fanboys are out there saying they're just taking pages from Apple's playbook. Would you agree? And if so, is that necessarily a bad thing?
I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. OS X has had that taskbar thing in play for a long, long time, and it certainly seems to be working for them. Microsoft using it, they did a little things different. Like, when you hover over it, you can see which windows are actually open. Like if you have Microsoft Internet Explorer, down there, you can hover over it and see which tabs are open. Mm-hmm. In terms of the stores themselves, though, the Microsoft stores, which of course just open, those definitely look a lot like the Apple stores. It's kind of humorous.
Does Microsoft have an equivalent of a Genius Bar yet? Do they have that yet?
Right, so I haven't been in one, but I think that they're calling it either Guru Bar or the Windows Bar or something like that. But I know that, yeah, it's great. When they were hiring for that position, for the Genius position, I know they were calling him like the Windows Retail Technical something, such. It was pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, that's I'll take Guru over that, or the Wizard, or something of that nature. Give them pointy hats with stars or something. Do you think Windows 7 is going to succeed? I hate to keep hearkening back to Vista, because we get it. Vista was not a great product for them. But on its own, is Windows 7 going to succeed? I mean, do you see it gaining popularity?
Aside from just the consumer response, which, will be important to them, but the big thing is really the business response. There's still so many businesses out there that are using Windows XP, which is hilarious considering that it's 8 years old. I mean, imagine using your cell phone with like an 8-year-old operating system. It would be black and white. It would be ridiculous. And
but MG, to that point, there's a lot of people still holding out with XP. Should they pop in Windows 7 now? Like, is there enough new stuff and cool features to actually warrant that upgrade? I've been using it since the beta version, and now I have the final version. I think that there is enough stuff, and I think that it's pretty good. But it's hard to upgrade an entire business to a new operating system, having to teach people, slightly different things about how to use it and how to do all the things that they're used to. So I think eventually a lot of businesses will upgrade to it, but it's going to take some time again. All right, and speaking of time, we're out of it, but I have to ask one final question very quick, MG. The other side of this, the Mac users, will anybody be switching from Snow Leopard for Windows 7?
I would be very surprised if that happened.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Thanks to MG Siegler from TechCrunch.com. We appreciate you keeping us in the loop. Thanks a lot, buddy.